Good morning and welcome to the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association Conference. Also a special welcome to those who are joining us via the Tsida's Facebook page. My name is Bernice Kishore, your chairperson for today. It is my pleasure, or should I say my great pleasure, to welcome all the participants here today, in particular our president of the Ttsida, Mr. Alan Ferguson, and one of our very own executive, Mrs. Razia Ria Mohammed. It has been about 4 months since our government imposed a 6-month ban on the scrap iron industry, which left thousands of us on the breadline. Finally, today, you will hear about the proposed Scrap Metal Bill 2022 as we work towards the reopening of the industry. At this time, what I will do, I will go straight into and just give an explanation. I'll explain to you a little more about the proposed Scrap Metal Bill 2022 as it has come upon us, and Mr. Ferguson will continue with all the questions that people will be having in their mind, that they will need to rectify some stuff. Can I say they can share the questions via our Facebook page as well? Via YouTube, you can share all your questions via YouTube as well. Okay? So I will go right into the reform. So this is the notes on the Scrap Metal Bill 2022. In order to give effect to the recommendations contained in the working paper prepared by the Law Reform Commission, the Scrap Metal Bill 2022 was prepared by the Commission on the directive of the Honorable Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs. The bill provides the minister responsible for trade with the power to grant, refuse, renew, and revoke 2 types of licenses. In particular, A scrap metal collector's license, and 2, a scrap metals dealer's license. However, the bill does not restrict the person from applying for both licenses. Mr. Ferguson, you can stop me at any point in time when you would like to explain anything further, okay? Regulations will set out the details of the license system, including the application form, the requirement to apply for the license, the form of the license, the cost of the license, how or where to make the application, etc. All the details will be on that page for us, right? The bill defines scrap metal, and this is very important because we have been hearing this conversation for the last 4.5 months. The bill defines scrap metal to include any industrial scrap metal, old metal, second-hand metal, discarded metal, broken metal, defaced or old metal goods, including machinery and plant, whether wholly or partly manufactured. Ferrous material, ferrous metal, non-ferrous metal, ferro-alloyed metal, marine stores, but does not include, and I repeat, but does not include gold, silver, or metals of the platinoid group.
Okay. Go ahead.
In the definition of non-ferrous metal, copper would be excluded.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so now join Mr. Ferguson, who have a few comments to make at this point in time.
Okay, first I want to thank the people who put it necessary to make this news conference happen here this morning, because for the last 2 days we're trying to get a news conference going, and our Facebook page, we find it very difficult to even get onto our Facebook page. We don't know, and it's something that we would need to find out from Facebook if we have been banned for using Facebook, or we've been banned because we're talking what affect us and poor people in Trinidad and Tobago. So we will find out. We don't want to put no blame on nobody at the moment. We will check it out and then we will make comments on it after. What I would like to say, we in the association, we is not a political party. So if the government do something good, we thank them for what they do good. When they do something bad, we will speak out about it, because that is our rights living in Trinidad, that we could speak out about something wrong. The situation is that the government come to us and give us proof of what they have been doing for the last 3 months, and we welcome it. We thank them for it. As much as we was hurting for the last 3 going into 4 months, our members and our business people who leave from India and China, they was suffering because of all this situation taking place in our industry. So we want to really, again, to thank the government for what they have done, and they have bring us back in a situation that we still have hope. We still have hope that the industry will open back before the year. In reference to what our dear person was sharing to us in reference to the laws to govern the scrap industry, what I want to say to it is that for years we have begging for laws like this to happen, because the reason for it is that a lot of people have been leaving the street and coming into our industry and causing a lot of a problem for us. Whilst you will have seen it and seen it taking place, you will have say this is members of the association, and you will have be blaming the association. So that is why we had recommended to the government to put laws in place to make sure that people just can run into our industry and cause problems. It's just like you're having a business and people from the outside just can't come and start to take over your business and run your business. There's policy and there's things in place. So what I'm saying is that for the bandmen and them, that you the public of Trinidad and Tobago, the bandmen that you see go all around and pick up a lot of things. There's a lot of people that cause problems that be between them. So because the government now will say, listen to me, license for your bandmen, the collectors who go around and buying battery, buying scrap, these are the people now will have to have a license for the band. And they will be selected, meaning that as long as you make the criteria that you could be a scrap collector, it won't be a problem for you. Meaning that you have to get a police record based on they want to find out about you. You will have to have an address, you will have to have a license, you will have to have insurance. All these things will make up to show that you will be capable of having a license to go and pick up scrap. And it will now put some kind of a level in our industry, some kind of thing that we could say that we have something to work on as an industry. So the bandmen, I want Trinidad and Tobago to know, and people who have a lot of fridge and stove and industrial companies, what we would like to tell you today, you must have a license to able to sell them or even give them the material, so you will understand when you do the good too, it will do good for our industry, because now people will not be able to go and pull long TSCT wire or teeth manhole cover and all these things, because when they come into our yard now, these are things that we will be watching, and we will be checking the books, we will be checking where they get it from, and all these other things. So it will now make our industry an industry that people could look at us as a different type of people now. And this is something, is not now we've been clamoring for this. Yes, now we've been clamoring for this to make our industry what a wonderful industry. So all we want to say to Trinidad and Tobago, you just listen to us based on when we will soon have a general meeting where we will talk to our members, because one of the major things that we will want the bandmen and them to have is a sticker, and we will tell Trinidad and Tobago, do not sell or give people who don't have a sticker stating that there is a member or there is a bona fide member, because even in the license from the government you need to have a sticker too. So it is very, very, we praise that, and we thank the government for putting this kind of light into the collectors. So we want to say we agree on all of this, and we're ready to work with the government to make sure that this industry is an industry that could go far. All right. So what I will want you to do again is to continue reading. Now, if the media have any question to ask in reference to anything that we discuss here, and I will now touch on it, I would like you to send in your questions, and we probably might be able to answer it. But how it's shaped up, we agree on most of it. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. I will now continue to give some more information on the Law Reform Commission bill. The bill provides that a person who A. carries on business as a scrap metal dealer or scrap metal collector without a license, B. operates a scrap metal site not specified in his license, as Mr. Ferguson just explained, or is found to be in breach of any conditions, requirements, or restrictions subject to which the license was granted by the minister, commits an offense. I'll read that again. Subject to which the minister license was granted, if anybody is found in breach of any of these conditions, commits an offense. So it's now an offensive act. The conditions, requirements, or restrictions of a license will be set out in the regulations. The bill also provides that a license is valid for 3 years from the date it was issued or renewed. So I will repeat that a license is valid for 3 years from the date it was issued or renewed. The bill will provide a person with the opportunity to make representation to the minister in cases where the minister intends to refuse to grant, non-renew, or revoke a license. Where the minister does not grant or renew or revoke a license, he is required to notify the person of his decision with the reason for his decision. So in that way, transparency, as you can see, is what we all aiming at. So then you will need to know why you were not granted the license, okay?
Okay. What we could say, whilst I mentioned earlier, we agree, and most of it has some little things that we do agree on. But in this now, what it will do for us as scrapyards, it will show us that we have to have more accountability on what we purchase and go along doing in our yard. For years ago and recently, we would be doing just setting up all over the place and not following instructions on how to do this scrap business. Now there was laws to govern us in such a way that some of us was not even taking it on. Some of us was not even concentrating, and all it's concentrating on is buying scrap and selling. But now it will show us as scrap dealers, we now will have to make sure that we have all the relevant documents to make us do the business proper. So people now will see us in a different light. People will see us now as an industry that moving on, because we decided, we in this industry, the people, most of us in the industry, decide to take this industry and make it one of the industry that will be the best in this whole region and in the world. And I will mention more when I go along into our proposal that we want to discuss in a little while. But I want to be able to cut it short a little more, because you know the media sometimes just give you short period of thing, and people have to go on our page to get more information. So what I'm saying, continue reading and let us try to get this over, because we want to go into bigger areas in this news conference today.
Thank you, Mr. President. I will continue with the information provided to us concerning the bill. The bill also provides specific obligation on a scrap metal collector who may lawfully conduct the business of collecting scrap metal, such as he will need to display his license on the motor vehicle being used to buy and collect the scrap metal. 2. The display must allow a person outside the vehicle to easily read the license, so it can't be hidden anywhere. It's there for you, it has to be visible. Verifying the personal details from a passport, driver's license, or national ID card, and of the seller of the scrap material. Obtaining a signed and dated statement from the seller that he is the owner of or has authority to sell the scrap metal, as Mr. Ferguson indicated to us just now. Not to offload, store, pack, or sort scrap metal except at a scrap metal site. It is lawful to operate a scrap metal site only if the site is listed in a scrap metal dealer's license. So the dealer will be required to provide specific details about his scrap metal site when he applies for the license. The required details will be set out and all the regulations will be given to the authority. The bill also makes specific provisions for the conduct of dealing in scrap metal by a scrap metal dealer, including operate as a dealer from only the scrap metal site or sites listed in the licensee. Name a person as the site manager in the application for the license. So you see, they're making it very simple and very easy, giving us all the information when you're applying for your license, right? Ensure the site is properly secured. Ensure the site is adequately ventilated to disassemble the scrap metal. Ensure the site is located a specified distance from water sources, highways, roads, and adjoining properties. Verify from a usual passport or valid DP the identity of sellers. Ensure compliance with the Occupational Safety and Health Act. And this is very important to each and every one of us to follow this. Ensure compliance with the Occupational Safety and Health Act. And inspection and approval by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the ministry responsible for the environment and water resources. You must
okay. So
right
you'll understand, and which we agree on all these things that you mentioned. As a long time and years ago and just recently, people was just able to listen to me, take a container and carry it anyway and pack it and pull it. And some of that would have been causing a lot of issues and problems for our organization, because this is the avenue for people to bring stolen stuff and put it into the container. And things that people would have been missing, it would have go in these containers. Now you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to get a container, so bring it any way that you feel that you want a container. So we asking members and people who want to get into the business, get onto the association to able to understand how you could able to get these licenses, what you could do, how you could approach it, and what we have to do. So we will be shortly attempting to go to different areas for people with bandmen and people who want to have the yards and who don't understand it. We will choose about 4 different areas in Trinidad to go to start to register people and try to get people to have the documents in the correct way. So we want Trinidad and Tobago to know. Soon we will be announcing our general meeting, which we will have we will ask all members and people who want to be involved in it to be able to come and be present to understand how these are, because just hearing them here is more it. We cannot read out every single thing. We don't have all the documents that govern the scrap industry as yet, because the government still need to go to cabinet, I think today, and then they will go to cabinet, and then they will go to the parliament to pass the law. All these things need to be done in 2 weeks' time, which we ask them. Please, if we could get 2 weeks before the Christmas, so we could able to get something for our members, and our members could able to do something. Whilst we trying to do things, we want the government to please help us, because there's a lot of poor people in this organization, and we welcome them working with us. And I want to say, we want to thank the Attorney General to say that talks will continue with the association and stakeholders in a way to bring this industry in the way that it's supposed to be, and it could cool off a lot of people stealing and bringing problems to our organization. So we thank the government for that, and we want to say we want to probably just shift to other things that we have doing today. But what we want Trinidad and Tobago to understand, we in the association, we is willing to work with the government, as I mentioned earlier, to make this industry one of the industry that the world will see that recycling in Trinidad and Tobago is a thing that produce work and foreign exchange into Trinidad and Tobago. And we at the association decided to take more action than we did. So what we will set up also, we will set up a team of people to go around and take a look at the yards and do all kind of things. When we have the general meeting, we will amend something that members have to understand, that we creating a team of people, and we will name them shortly, that to go and visit your yard at any time, to able to see that you have stolen stuff, because we want to be as a person, we want to police our organization. Because let me tell you, have people who don't care nothing in Trinidad and Tobago, and we as an organization, we don't want this, that poor people will suffer again. So we will take all the actions to make sure that this don't happen again. And we still in Trinidad and Tobago, we now will police our organization, and we will find some way to put a small tax to our members to help to pay for this mobile this team of people to go around and make sure our organization is correct. Because let me tell you something, the van men and them will try things to get out of certain things. So we want to be able to monitor them and all too, to make sure again that this industry don't shut down and we have no problem again. Because Trinidadians have a 9 days memory that sometimes they forget a lot of things. So what we want to go in today to is what we're doing. Now we take a little time with us because we had also talked to some people, and we want to thank the people that also help us to put this proposal together, to able for Trinidad and Tobago to understand that we in the industry, we in the scrap industry, the poor people, a lot of poor people we know in this industry, and we championing the poor, because when you see the call and the cry and the statements that people will have sent to us and tell us live and direct, sometimes it's hurting, and we decided that we must do something to help the poor people in Trinidad and Tobago. How are we going to do it? We will explain it to you, and we will want you to support us. We will want the private sector to also support us, because what we're going to do as an industry is we're not going to say, listen to me, you hold $10, you hold $5, and tomorrow you don't have nothing, and then you go back doing the same set of things, climbing people's wall, breaking people's door, stealing people's car, robbing people in groceries and things. We were able to say to you now, listen to me, you could raise up your hand and decided that you now will come to us, and we now will say, listen to me, there's certain things you could do, there's certain things you can't do, because this what we're going to introduce to you today is not something that we will put on you alone to do. You will be able to say, listen to me, I have certain things that I could have my talent in a different area. You could bring it and come and explore your talent with us. Explore all the things that you have, and every single thing that you could do. This will be a forum for you now to come out and let Trinidad and Tobago know is that we move away from breaking people's door, climbing up people's wall, and doing all kind of things. And we will like everybody to support us, because this is a chance for Trinidad and Tobago to understand there's an organization care about the poor people, and we will like you all to understand that we need your support. We need every single person's support in this venture that we're going to talk about today. Before I elaborate more on what we're going to do, what I will do is allow one of our executives here to break it down in the shortest way for Trinidad and Tobago to understand where are we going with what I just speak about. Go ahead, Ria.
So at this point in time, I feel proud to be part of such an elite institution where we are taught by such great teachers, Mr. Ferguson himself, whose teaching goes beyond the classroom. Before I give too much away, because I'm so excited, just like Mr. Ferguson sounded just now, let me introduce you to our very own executive, Ms. Razia Ria Mohammed, who will introduce the launch of our latest initiative themed Nothing to Something. Go right ahead, Ria.
Thank you, Bernice. Ttsida represents most of the collectors of scrap iron in Trinidad and Tobago. Our association, Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers, is part of a global scrap iron sector. At Ttsida, we have about 25,000 plus members, which consists of persons who find it very difficult to find employment in the formal sector. Since the sector was closed by the government, most members could not find any other form of employment. The president an executive sought and got advice on how to channel this creative energy of its members to begin a program themed to take nothing and make something. Our program is called Nothing to Something. Firstly, we plan to arrange a market allowing all of our members and less fortunate citizens to offer all their creations. There will be food, art, craft, clothes for sale to the national community. We further plan to make this a continuous program. We also plan to train and support members to convert scrap to art for the national, regional, and international community.
Very good, thank you, Ria. So previously, you want to elaborate on what Ria just spoke about? Nothing to something?
Let she continue, and then I will. Let she continue, please.
She's finished.
Yeah. All right. What I would like Trinidad and Tobago to understand. Now, whilst we had shut down for this 3 months and more, a lot of people had come to us asking us for this, asking us for that, because we and all too didn't understand. It's so much of poor people. We used to put a dollar on for when the day come, each and every day. It's only when this industry shut down, we realized that we thought it was a few, but when we look at it, it's thousands and thousands of people will be out of a dollar when the day come. Why some would be able to do something to help themselves? It had a lot, couldn't even send the children to school. Some of them couldn't even, sometimes they have one little something to eat for the whole day. So we understand how poor people just feel, because we had been banded with a lot of people had been coming to us in reference to a lot of problems. And we decided is that we must champion the poor. We decided that we will take this organization and take it and make recycling one of the best in this region and in the world. Some people might want us to, why we saying that, but let me explain to you. Country to country, Trinidad and Tobago, if you don't know, you're hearing it for the first time, is produce the most rubbish. And when you look at country to country, what we just produce, we just produce a lot of waste here. And we decided that sometimes we will take some of these waste and take it to creative things. We will stop. And we're saying this today because we decided that we will stop in burning tires and take the tires and make creative art with it. We decided that we will do that. We decided that we know that this country years ago create pan. So we know there's people here that could create a lot of different and have got a lot of a champion in a lot of different ways. We decided that we will use these people to able to create things that we could put it out there in the world, and people will see that we who they accuse, most of us, some of us, that they accuse as being thieves and bandits and pipers and all type of people. We decided that we will champion a cause to able to show you could get nothing out of something. So we decided that we will champion this cause, and we say we will try. I want you to listen, Trinidad and Tobago. We will try to do it for the last 2 weeks. Start it out in the last 2 weeks before the Christmas. That we could able for our members, because they weren't having nothing, to come out and listen to me. Create these art that you will see just now coming up on the screen. We will create a lot of different things that we will have it out for sale. We're not saying that only things belongs to creative art from iron and steel and tire and plastic will be the only thing in the free market. We is asking people all your art and everything that you have, and you know that you can't get place to sell, we will make an avenue for you to able to come and sell these things. And I am not saying people who could make nice roti, make pela, make curry, whatever. We saying we have avenue for you to able to sell. We saying also to people who want to sell clothes and shoes and different things that you could able to make $1 with. We are saying come to our free market. to able to make, and we're talking about the people, we're not talking about the people in society that wholly are gaining things out there. We're talking about the people, the underprivileged people in society. We're asking you, we know you're creative, we know you could do a lot of things, and we're asking you to join with us in this free market. We are trying to break it down that you would have to pay nothing, but it will all depend on people that we have proposed, we are asking to able to place, to put up these tents, and it will all depend on all this thing happening. So that's why we are asking the business people. You don't want nobody breaking in your place. You don't want nobody thinking. So we want to have them active for this Christmas coming. We want to be part of pulling back crime. Stopping crime in our country. Because we recognize that we have an industry that have a lot of poor people working in it, and if you don't have them busy and doing things, they do things that will humbug Trinidad and Tobago. We understand that, and that is why we say today that we go in a way that we will able to pull back the crime. We are saying that to Trinidad and Tobago, but the only way we could do that, Trinidad and Tobago, if you help us. You help us by giving us what necessary help, by coming and buying things from this free market. We is asking all the business people, help us. If you could help us with 310, you could help us with, then the people who come in to sell will have to pay nothing to able to be part of this change. And let me explain to you, we will able to set up a factory where creating all these art that we're talking about. This iron that we decided that to take iron and make some creative art and do all type of thing with it. And soon we'll show you what we will decide how to create different things in society. But what we say is that the only way we could do it, and the only way we could bring it off and make it successful, is with you coming out first and bringing out what you have. Let me tell you something. At times we know that sugar cake and plum and all these things that you make long time. We asking you, you know how to make these things good. We accepting all these things also in the free market. The people who could climb coconut tree good and climb up coconut tree, we understand you too. We saying we want you and all in the free market. The people who can make different craft and different things, we asking you to join with us in our free market, because this is an opportunity for people who was not getting nothing to get something. Long Trinidad and Tobago support us. And we say, we don't want today, you got a $10, tomorrow you get. We want to be able to do this thing round the clock, meaning that we will able to approach different organizations to tell them, listen to me, are they? We set up the factory, we go to the Caribbean and all, we make big export to all different Caribbean islands and the world. But we had to start first in our area to show people what we're doing. Let me tell you something, we create pan, you know. We create pan, and we could do a lot of things with wire. We have mass and different creative people in Trinidad and Tobago. So we decided that we want to stop begging. We want to stop asking, we want to stop our members from and people who belong to our organization and poor people in Trinidad from stop going and robbing and stealing and thieving and doing all type of things. We asking you all, come and join with us, and we will have certain people to teach you and show you how to do it. If you don't know how to do it, there will be people putting themselves to able to help you to able to make these creative art. We have people ready and will to help you out in this area. So what I want the director to do is to show up some of the things that we're going to do to the media, so they could able to show it to the public of Trinidad and Tobago. Show all the pictures so they could understand what we decided to do with our steel where we buy from people coming in our yard. Right? So it up. And if you look good at these pictures, these are the things that we could create, we could make in Trinidad and Tobago, you know. Because you see, what was happening for all the years is that everything is a handout. Everything is a handout. Everything is, I want this, I want that. But let me tell you something, we could take the talent that we have. We could take the talent that we have and take it and do things to sell, not in Trinidad alone, in the world. We have that talent. And Whilst we as poor people and people who down on the lowest of the grade, lowest of the ladder, I am saying we decided that we will show you all how to make $1. We could show you all how not to beg people. We will show you how not to go and rob people, steal people's car, cause problem with murder and all type of thing. Because this is what we all want to see, a big change in Trinidad. We don't want this handout again. We want to be able to do everything to bring our money and save our money. There's also the people in our organization willing to set up your company, willing to set up your company in the proper way. If you have a company, if there's a single soul and there's a person that you just want a bank account and everything, we will have people doing these things to help you out. So we're not going to cut short of what we're doing. As I tell you all, if the public of Trinidad and Tobago come out and help us for the next week and something, if we were able to do this free market, because we need help and we get the help, we will have the free market. We need help because it will take a lot, and we'll be asking people and all who want to join with us, who want to be part of this big exercise, come and join with us and help us, because we're not going to cut short of people helping us and making this something that everybody could get something out of it with nothing. You hear what it is? Somebody could get something out of nothing. And all we have to do is to organize proper. Organize. And you know, we like to push ourselves in the front in the early, and then we cut short. But brothers and sisters of Trinidad and Tobago, this year what we're saying, I might not be able to put it in all the necessary ways that we could put it. But what I could tell you, what we're going to do is something will raise Trinidad recycling and take it to a different level. You hear what I say? We're going to take the tires that we just burn in the road now, and we're going to take it and create the plastic, the oil, the paper, name all these things that we will take and do different things to put out there in the market for the world to see that Trinidad and Tobago to take this trash and take it to make it something, take that as nothing and make something with it. How far are we between the pictures and them? Eh? Right, so Trinidad and Tobago, I know you all will see, and people who see it, it will be available on our, well, we don't know if the website will be whatever the situation is, but it will be up on our website. We will be showing it to Trinidad and Tobago, and what we would like you all to understand. Please, this is a chance. This is a chance for poor people to be able to work for something that they will want to get, and work, and they will be able to pay for things that they want. This is a time that we will pull them off the street. This will be a time, brothers and sisters in different communities, poor communities, all different communities, come. I know some of you, majority you have talent. Majority you have talent. Bring your talent and bring it to us, and let us explore all these talents that we have in Trinidad and make something out of nothing, and able to show the world and show Trinidad and Tobago that they could come and get some nice creative art and put it in the place for Christmas, in the businesses, in the homes, and when we're done, we will say, greatest Trinidad, and so we shall prevail. That's it. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. As Mr. Ferguson said, any questions, you all can post it up on YouTube, and it will be, you all will download it to our Facebook page, right? So this is where we end our media conference today. Remember, you can stay connected to the Trinidad and Tobago Scrap Iron Dealers Association on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. I am Bernice Kishore, wishing you a great and safe day. Thank you so much for your gracious time here today. We do appreciate it. Thanks, Mr. Ferguson.
The number?
Feel free to call us at 268-8882. I'll repeat that number.
No, that given my also my cell number, please.
268-8882.
Oh, no. Or 323 0261. I repeat this number. The major number to call is 323-0261. Right? This is my number, and you will get me directly if you want me. Okay?
Okay, thank you everyone. Mostly greatly appreciated.